Anything is possible. It started with a dream. Our passion made a difference and built a family. We've grown strong together. You know it's all because everybody plays a part in doing.
All right, so what I wanted to do today, I'm trying a different thing. This is actually a Zoom video, and it is a fun way of trying to stream live, and hopefully it's all going to work. So what I wanted to do was apologize for a start because I haven't been on for so long as far as doing any crafting. I've just been flat out. I've been trying to get my stamps club organized because I don't know about you guys, but postage is ridiculous at the moment. Postage has just gone crazy. It is taking so long for things to get to where they need to be. And the hard part is when you're doing online classes and things, trying to get everything out in time. I had a bingo event on the weekend and some of my ladies didn't get their class packet, and I had over 12 days. Actually, what was it? No, the 6th. Yes, 12 days I posted those packets in advance, and they only had to go 2 hours away from my house. So, morning, Leslie. Morning, Geraldine. Vicky, how are you? You were concerned about me, Geraldine? Yeah, I'm sorry. I just had a big weekend of designing classes and things, because what actually happened was with the postage situation, I then had to turn around and actually design things a lot quicker. Took 3 weeks for your parcel to arrive. I know, Leslie. So the situation that I'm in, I have classes that are in the beginning of May that I had to make sure I had them designed and class packets out yesterday in the post. So I had my Stamps Club packets that I normally send them the last week of the month, like the very last couple of days of the month. So instead I've sent them now, and it was like the 20th yesterday, wasn't it? 20th, 21st or something? What is today? Today's 21st. So the 20th. So I've sent out my Stamps Club. So if you're my Stamps Club, parcels the kits have been sent out. And morning, Beryl. And so hopefully it won't take 3 weeks for those to arrive. But when I went to the post office yesterday, this is the thing that amazes me. When I went to the post office yesterday, I went to post my items in the letterbox, in the big red letterbox that's out the front. And believe it or not, it was chockers full of postage that for me to actually post anything, I couldn't put it in the post box. So I had to actually physically go inside and actually do it inside. So it's a little bit annoying in that respect, but anyway, it is what it is. So let's get to crafting, because that's what you're here for, isn't it? So I've got some really fun stuff to play with today. I'm doing an online class. One of my online classes that is going to be available the beginning of next month is my, I wonder whether is my positive thoughts. I was trying to think of it. The thought wasn't there. How hilarious is that? So the positive thoughts is going to be an online class that I'm having, and I've been having so much fun playing with it that I decided that I would do a crafting project with it this morning, and to show you how fun this product is. So let's flip down to my desk, and this is my new Logitech camera. So please give me your views on what you think about how awesome this video, what am I trying to say? How clear the video is. So to me, it seems to be a lot clearer and a lot better up close more. Anyway, I have done a few things ahead of time with this, but I will go ahead and stamp some of the things, but I've actually cut some things out with the Big Shot. So I cheated a little bit so that I had some things done. And did I emboss? Yes, I did. I embossed one of the things as well, so that we didn't have to worry about doing that. Okay, So I decided to use the gorgeous Rich Raspberry. So I've got Rich Raspberry ink pad, and this is the Positive Thought stamp set. Now, it is a gorgeous stamp set. This is a gorgeous stamp set. It has some beautiful greenery. I'm not actually using normal colors when it comes to what you would think you would stamp this with. I've decided just to do Rich Raspberry and Sahara Sand. So that's my color combination, but it is a really, really awesome set. Now, it did have framelits that came with it, and you may be jealous because I have the framelits and they're not available at the moment, but word is, and I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, word is that the framelits are going to be in our new annual catalogue, getting carried through into the annual catalogue. So if someone knows whether that is definite, please let me know. But they are supposed to be getting carried through in the new annual catalogue. So I decided not to use them actually in the video. I've cut things out, but I'll show you what I'm going to get to. All right. So the first thing that I've got is a scrap piece of our Sahara Sand. So I'm going to ink up the gorgeous leaf image here with Rich Raspberry. Oh, you made it, Christine. Well done. Okay, sorry, I'm just going to have to keep swapping back so I can see where I'm at with the video. I wonder, can I shrink that down a little bit? Anyway, so I'm going to ink up that gorgeous leaf and I'm going to stamp that down. So I'm inking it up in the Rich Raspberry and stamping it onto the Sahara Sand cardstock. I've also got the gorgeous little butterfly, so I'm going to ink that one up and I'm going to stamp that one down. Okay, so I've stamped the butterfly and the leaf image. So there's framelits, as I said, that match this, that we can cut those out with. So we have the butterfly framelit that we can pop on the butterfly. We also have this gorgeous leafy framelit that we can pop on that. And I also cut out this. This one is really, really cute. It's, well, everyone keeps telling me it's a fern. Sorry, a feather. I keep saying it's a fern and it's a feather. So I cut out some of that. So I'm going to bring them in. And this has got a really gorgeous rectangle layer that has some beautiful stitched markings in it, which I love this rectangle. I think it's fantastic on the front of a lot of cards. So I'm going to bring in, so through the magic of TV, I've stamped those and cut them out. All right, so we have our leafed image. I also cut out some of these gorgeous little leaves out of our Rich Raspberry. Now this was cut out of that rectangle. This is out of the Designer Series paper. Hang on, I grab the name. Pressed Petals Designer Series paper. This is gorgeous Designer Series paper. So if you haven't got your hands on this paper, it is simply stunning. So I decided to use some of that because I loved this scripty word background. Okay, so I've got that. I've also embossed a layer of Sahara Sand with the tin tile textured embossing folder, and this one is absolutely a stunning embossing folder. Now the word is that we are going to get a retirement list happening at the in like 2 days, I think it is. So we're going to find out what is going out of the catalog. So a simple idea is, if you're thinking about purchasing things that are in the annual catalog, you really need to jump in now and purchase things as soon as you can, because you never know if they're going to retire. And if they're going to retire, I can tell you, people will jump in and they will buy them, and they will then not be available to you at all. So everyone does the big panic buy. So my idea is, if there's things that have still been on your wish list, you really need to jump in and grab those things as soon as you can. So I've got this. I decided that I wanted to have that. This layer is cut at 5 1/4 inches by 3 1/2 inches. And then this one was done with the gorgeous framelit. So I'm going to pop this one up. Actually, the first thing I'm going to do, sorry, I do have a sponging. I want to sponge this tin-tiled embossing folder. Now, sponging like this, I've just got a dauber, and sponging like this is a great thing to do for really bringing out the detail in the embossing folder. So who out there that's watching at the moment, who absolutely loves embossing folders? Who loves doing dry embossing? Type in the comments and let me know what your favorite, oops, I've lost a little butterfly down here, what your favorite embossing folder is at the moment, even if it's in the mini catalog or in the annual catalog. So I'm just going to ink up with Sahara sand, and I'm just going to go over this embossing folder. Now, it doesn't matter if I get parts that are darker than I want it to be or lighter than I want it to be. It's okay. I just want a bit of a grungy sort of hit and miss look type of thing. But you can see that it brings up the detail more in your embossing folders. So if you love embossing folders and then you want to see more of them, doing this sponging technique over the top is a really good idea as far as getting that extra detail to come out. The subtle one is yours, Beryl. Christine says she loves her embossing folder. I think at the moment it's the swirls. Okay, I was going to actually get that one out, Christine. Amazing you said that. You love embossing folders. The Parisian Blossom, yes, definitely, Leslie. I love the Parisian Blossom. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to roughen up the edges of this. So I decided you can get a tool that does this, but your scissors do it just as easy. So I'm actually going to take my scissors and I'm going to, with the blade, go along that outside edge. Now, I don't mind if it actually cuts in to that layer. It's totally okay. I want to rough it up. I want to make it look like it's a really old piece of cardstock that I've grabbed out of somewhere and roughed it all up. Okay, so you can see that it doesn't matter that I cut into it with the scissors. That's totally okay. It all gives it the effect that I want it to do. So just along the edge with that blade, roughing it up and getting it to have a great roughed texture, messy look. Okay. And I had so much fun making a card like this. I don't make cards like this. Like, very rarely do I make cards that have like a lot of texture and things, like as far as roughing up the edges. But I'm addicted to it. I was designing my class and I'm just so addicted to it. I just think it's gorgeous. So I'm going to glue that down flat onto the front of my card. You've got to try that, Christine. I know. Super, super fun, but just gives a totally different look to it. Okay, so I've got that. So we've got a gorgeous border of the rich raspberry all the way around. And then you've got those roughed up edges. Now, I put glue in from those roughed up edges because I'm quite happy for them to stick up and be grungy like that. Okay, so I'm trying to make it look a little bit old looking. And then I thought I will pop that just with liquid glue into the middle of that. So the framelit actually gives a lot of that background so you can actually see the embossed folder. I've got a good enough border that you can see that embossed folder, but it adds a little bit of texture to the back of your card. All right, so I actually have some of these gorgeous items that I want to pop around on here. So now what I do is I just play around. I just look at it and go, where do I want to put these things? What do I want to do? So I'm just going to place them around in a not so certain manner and just see where I think I want to have them. Okay, so that's not looking too bad. And I've got this gorgeous little butterfly. All right. Now, what I want is something here where I'm actually putting all of those things that are going to combine together. I want something there. Now, I probably should have done that before I glued it down, but it's totally okay. I'm going to grab, there's a flower stamp in here, and I really don't care if it doesn't stamp properly. I just want a bit of something in behind where I'm going to place them. So I'm just going to ink that up with my Rich Raspberry. I'm just going to stamp directly down onto that pattern paper. And as I said, I'm not really worried if it doesn't come out. It's not a flower that is a definite flower anyway. Like, it has fine bits and thick bits. So, and can you see that that just gives a little bit more oomph in behind there? All right, so what I actually want to do is I'm thinking I want to glue them down, and I'm thinking that I want to put a little bit of twine, like as in a bow. Now, if you run out of white baker's twine, this is actually the flax ribbon. So the white flax ribbon. And I've taken this flax ribbon and I've pulled out the nylon thread that's in the middle of the ribbon, holding all the threads together. Let me see, here's one of the ribbons. I'll just grab one of the ribbons so you know the type of ribbon that I'm talking about. I mean, all you avid crafters out there would know exactly what the flax ribbon is, but just in case you're new and you don't know, this ribbon here. So it has, I don't know whether you can see that, but a little nylon, you can just see it, a little nylon thread, and it zigzags in and out throughout that ribbon. If you pull on that thread, it then separates all of those white threads, and you can get a whole lot of these threads. And so I've done that. I've got like a whole heap of those threads I pulled out. So all I've done is cut that much of a ribbon, which isn't a lot, and then I've just separated them, and I've got all of these pieces of, well, it's, I suppose it's like baker's twine. But then I thought to myself, white on that looks too stark, so I don't really want it to be white. So I thought I'm going to bring in my scrap piece of paper, and I'm going to use one of my blends, and I'm going to color it. So I decided that I would use the dark crumb cake. Now, this is how easy it is to color this this thread. You just hold the end of the thread and just hold your blend down and run it through like that. Can you see that? Just running it through just like that. So I'm using the brush tip end and just pulling the thread through. And then at the other end, just finish off the other end. And instantly there you have crumb cake twine. So that is a really, really quick, easy way of getting twine. Oh, ow, I just hit my knee. Sorry about that. A quick, easy way of getting twine to put onto your project. All right. So I'm going to actually add them all together, and then I'm actually going to do a bow, and I'm going to tie a bow. I actually think I might do two of them. I think I want a thicker bow, so I'm going to do a second one. So I'm going to bring that in and color again. I'm winging this as I'm going. I've just been having so much fun playing with it that I decided to make another card with it in the video today. Geraldine says, I love the look of the subtles that the subtles folder makes. Yes, it just gives that extra bit of texture to your backgrounds. Okay, so I'm just going to pull that one through again. So see that? You can have any colored thread that you want. So very, very easy way of coloring your thread. So blends, if you haven't got the blends, you need the blends, I'm telling you. So I'm just going to put those two threads together now, and I'm going to tie a bow. Ready to go on the front of my card. And of course, I'm bow challenged when it comes to a live video with thread. Okay, there we go. All right, so we've got a super cute, awesome bow. And I find actually, because I struggle with baker's twine, I struggle with how soft it is to tie the bow. So I find that this type of thread is just easier to tie that bow. All right, so let's bring the card back in. So I want to pop that up onto some dimensionals. So I'll grab some of them because, of course, we want dimension on the front of our card. Okay. And I'm just popping the dimensionals out the top because I'm going to end up with the bow gluing it down direct, but I want that top to pop up so it's got a bit of texture happening. Okay. And then these two little fellas, I'm just going to glue with some liquid glue. So I'm just going to pop a little tiny bit of glue just on those leaves and then pop that down where I want it, which I want it right there. And then I've got the gorgeous feather, which I have here. So I think I'm going to stick the feather in under there as well. So we've got that one glued down. I just pop a bit of glue on that feather. And we're just going to stick it in underneath that a little bit and off to the side. So like that. And then I've got this cute little guy. I'm going to pop a little bit of glue on the back of it and pop him just there. Okay. And then my bow is going to sit in here. So it sort of ties all those stems all in together. So I'm just going to grab a glue dot for the bow. And pop my bow in the glue dot. And we're just going to sit him in the middle of those, like that. Now I've got this super cute little butterfly here, and I think it's going to look cute to be just fluttering on that bow. So I think that's really cute as well. So I'm just going to press him down because he's just going to stick into that glue dot as well. This one here, I want to pop up on a dimensional because I want him to look like he's flying off the page, off the front of my card. Okay, so just like that. Now I'm just going to trim those edges. Sorry, the ties. Now I've also got this, which I think would look really nice. I'm not actually going to put a sentiment on this card because I don't really know what I'm going to use it for. And I thought maybe I could make this card and then just make the decision of what I want to use it for when I go to send it. So I'm going to do, once again, with these intricate die cuts, my trick with the glue and the sponge. So I'm going to bring in my sponge. I'm going to turn that over. I'm going to pop a little bit of glue up in the corner of my silicone mat. I'm going to turn this die cut over. I'm going to spread the glue out with my sponge. That is the trick. Spread the glue out and then pop it onto the back of your die cut. And make sure that you don't let the glue dry too quickly on your sponge to spread it onto that die cut. So I'm then going to thread that just in under there and pop it along the bottom. And I just think that pop of color, the rich raspberry, just brings everything out. All right, so I have this gorgeous insert. So on the insert, I'm going to use that beautiful stamp again. So this one here with my rich raspberry. And I think because the rich raspberry is a little bit bright in color, I'm going to stamp off. I'm going to stamp once on like that and then another one. I'm going to stamp off and pop another one down there. Okay, so we've brought some of the front of the card to the insert of the card. I've also got an envelope. Where did I put my envelope? there it is, right beside me. So I've also got an envelope. I'm going to do the same thing to my envelope so that my envelope matches. So I've used a very vanilla envelope here for the simple fact that we're using sort of like earthy tones. So the reason that I went for the cream was because we've got like brownie tones, and I thought that the cream envelope would go better. So I'm then going to take the flap of the envelope, and I'm also going to do the same thing on the flap. Okay, and there you have a really gorgeous card. Where did I put the insert? Oh, haven't done the insert, but anyway, I'm going to pop the insert in. I'm all over the shop this morning. I thought I was organized, and then I looked at the time and I was like, oh my God, the time's ticking away and I'm not organized. So anyway, there we have a gorgeous card. And of course, Vicky will probably agree with me. We need some Wink of Stella on here. Sorry, my head was right in the way. All right, so Wink of Stella. We're definitely going to do our gorgeous little butterfly. Remember, your Wink of Stella will move your ink. So being a darker ink, it will move your ink. And I'm okay with that because it's going to actually color my butterfly, which I think is really nice. I'm then going to pop some on this beautiful leafy image to make that pop as well. Okay. And then, of course, I'm going to do my trick. We're going to squeeze a little bit out. I need to grab one of my pokey tools. We're going to squeeze a little bit out in the barrel, and then we're going to spritz it onto the front of our card. Okay. Now that just gives that gorgeous sparkle all over the card. I'm not sure whether you can see in the light, but the gorgeous spritzing sparkle on that card. I'm trying to catch the light, but I don't know whether you can see or not. But there we have a gorgeous card, and that was using our Positive Thoughts stamp set and the gorgeous matching framelits that go with it. So if you haven't purchased this stamp set, I'm telling you, it is a stunning, beautiful stamp set. It would definitely be on my wish list, for sure. All right, let's get all that out of the way. And we'll start on the next card, which is, what did I have? The Dandelion Wishes. I decided that I would go through and check out the things that I haven't played with for a while. So I'm really enjoying going back through and finding some of the annual catalog products, because you don't know. This one here got carried through, so I'm thinking that this one will probably go. So if you haven't got your hands on the Dandelion Wishes, I'm telling you, that's one that you probably need to purchase. But we will know in 2 days' time, we will know what the retiring things are. I think it's the 23rd of this month that they're going to be letting us know what the retired products are going to be. All right, so I've got a combination here with my blues. Sorry, this way. I've got Balmy Blue, Blueberry Bushel, and Night of Navy. So I've got a bit of a combination thing happening there. I've got my beautiful oval makeup brushes. So I'm going to do a little bit of blending before we do anything with that gorgeous daffodil. So I want to create a bit of a background for my card. So I'm going to take this Whisper White piece. So I'm going to pop these aside. This is Blueberry Bushel cut at 5 3/4 by 8. And this layer here is a Balmy Blue layer, and it is cut at 3 3/4 by 5.5 inches. My Whisper White layer is not right. Why have I not got that right? Is it this bit? Oh my Lord, I did something wrong with the measurements there. Let me see. It should be 5 1/4 inches by 3.5 inches, which I didn't do the 3.5 there. And 5 1/4 inches. I did 5 1/4 that way, yeah. So I must have done 3 3/4, but anyway. So that's going to layer up onto here. So this is the Whisper White piece is the piece that I'm going to colour. So I'll just pop that out of the way. Hey, Camilla, how are you? Thank you for joining. All right, so I'm going to do a little bit of sponging with my makeup brushes. So I'm going to start with my lightest colour. And I'm going to do a a landscape style card. So I'm going to start with my lightest colour, and I'm going to bring the lightest colour here through the top. So you can see that I actually, I took the excess off my sponge first, and then I sponged, off my makeup brush. So if you don't, you tend to get these blobs. These makeup brushes blend beautifully, but you need to take that excess off first. Okay, so I'm going to sponge some Balmy Blue just on the top. Now the Balmy Blue is a gorgeous light color, so you're only going to get a smidge of a hint of blue here on there. Then I'm going to bring in the Blueberry Bushel, and get ready for this because the Blueberry Bushel is pretty bright. Now, Blueberry Bushel will be retiring, people. I know that for a fact. We don't have to wait for it to come through. We know that Blueberry Bushel will definitely be retiring. So if you love, love, love this blue, then you need to jump on and get your re-inkers and get your cardstock to make sure that you have all of that you can use for months to come. So I'm just going to go back through with my Balmy Blue again, just to highlight that top again and blend the two colors. So can you see when you go back through with the light, it actually blends it a little bit more. So always make sure that you keep one of your makeup brushes for the light color. I'm now going to go through with Night of Navy. So I wanted it to be dark and rich at the bottom. I'm just going to close that Blueberry Bushel up so I don't get confused. So I'm going to go through now with the Night of Navy. Now this is going to be quite dark. So that's the look that I'm looking for. I wanted to have a nice dark look. Okay. So I'm going to go back through a bit more on this side here with this bit. Okay, so I think I'm going to go back in with a bit more of the Blueberry Bushel in the middle, just to blend those two together. And then I'm going to use the lighter one, and I'm going to use the Balmy Blue, and I'm going to go all over the top with the Balmy Blue. So you have this set, do you, Christine? Christine's getting excited because I'm using something that she's got. Okay, so I'm going to go back over with my Balmy Blue over the top. And I'm going to go over with the Balmy Blue right over the whole lot. And this evens out your sponging and gives you a nice, even, rich color. And it makes sure that your colors blend through. Okay, so we have a beautiful background there by just using our gorgeous brushes. Okay, so I'm going to now make sure that that's dry. So I'm just going to heat it with the heat gun because I want to emboss over the top of this. So I want to make sure that my ink is all dry, because if the ink's not dry, then the embossing paste will, embossing powder will stick to it. I'm then going to go over it with my embossing buddy. Okay, so this is going to hopefully guarantee that none of that ink is going to pick up the embossing powder. Okay, so I think I'm just going to do these ones, which are the three. I think I'm just going to do an arrangement of them across the bottom. So I'm going to grab some Versamark ink, which is that one there. I'm going to grab a block I'm going to ink up those beautiful dandelions. Versamark. And I'm going to, I want to do an arrangement of these all across the bottom. So I'm going to do that one there. I'm going to ink it up again. And you'll find that your Versamark stays wet and sticky for quite some time. So it's totally okay. I'm going to stamp that one there. And I'm going to stamp another lot just in that corner. So just like that. And I'm also going to take just the tip and just in here, I'm going to pop a bit there and another bit coming up through here. So you can imagine that we're in a field of dandelions. All right, so we're going to get the Whisper White powder. Is it an early morning for you, Camilla? You're not normally up this early, are you? Did you want to see me craft? Did you want to spend a bit of time in my craft room with me? I must admit, on the weekend, because I wasn't on social media very much, I actually had a lovely amount of time to just play and do some great things. So look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And it's going to look even better when we do the heat embossing. So that's super pretty. I'll just pop that out of the way and I'll get rid of my embossing powder here, back into my container. Okay, so I'm going to heat that now. Oops, and I just put my fingernail in it, but it's okay. Who out there is absolutely desperate to get the fingernails done? I am. We've ordered all this product and believe me, I've got my toenails done because all we got was the gel polish, but I'm now waiting on the building gel to be able to do my fingernails. So I have smudged that one there a little bit, but you know, it is what it is this morning. I'm going with the flow. So you can see when you start heating it and that white appears, it's just so vivid and bright against that night of navy. Now I always heat from the bottom, and the reason that I heat from the bottom is so that I don't blow my embossing powder everywhere. And you can see that it's actually warping my card. Can you see that it's got an arc in it? I like it to have the corners of my card bending down rather than curling up. So that's the reason why I heat from the bottom as well. And I do go back over on the top when I need to double check that I've got it all. But the majority of it I do from underneath. How do you clean the brushes, Vicky? I haven't cleaned my brushes. I just have brushes for blues, brushes for greens, brushes for pinks. So I actually haven't cleaned the brushes at all. But it is water-based ink, so there's no reason why we couldn't just run them under the water and clean them. So that would be my idea anyway. Okay, so I'm thinking that I need a bit of ribbon for this. So I'm thinking probably my Seaside Spray ribbon, if I have any opened, which I don't look like I have any opened. So I'm going to have to open a new one. Is that correct? Oh no, I do have one open here. So I think the Seaside Spray ribbon is going to look really pretty with this one. And I want to stamp a sentiment, and I think I'm going to do it on like black, because I'm right into black sentiments with white embossing. So what have I got here? Wishes for a lifetime of happiness. I made a wish and you came true. I think I like that. I made a wish and you came true. That sounds awesome. All right, so I'm going to get that out. I'm going to grab a piece of black cardstock. Have some scraps here, and I'm hoping that that's going to be big enough to cover that. And it is, so it will go on there. So I'm going to have to be very, very good at stamping here to make sure I get it on that strip. Okay, so let's see how good I can do this. All right, so we're going to emboss once again with our embossing buddy. I'm going to grab our Versamark ink and hopefully, and I'm going to ink that up, and hopefully I'm going to get this straight and all on the strip where we need it to be. Let's see how I go. That is actually not too bad. It's not really straight, but it will do. Honestly, for today, it will do. Okay, so we're going to emboss that. Very good. A little bit crooked, but you know, after all, it is handmade. And there is no mistakes in handmade. Night of Navy, yep, with white embossing, yes, and silver, Geraldine, silver with Night of Navy is stunning. And we used to have Elegant Eggplant used to be a colour that we have, which we now have Blackberry Bliss, but Elegant Eggplant I used to love with gold embossing. I've been embossing lately. I'm having fun. I've got my embossing gun out and it's sitting right beside me, and I've been having fun embossing sentiments on black and yeah, just doing some nice vivid cards. There we have it. I made a wish and you came true. All right, so let's see what we have here. I actually don't mind. Do I want to put the ribbon down the bottom or do I want to put the ribbon at the top? Down the bottom or at the top? What's your choice? What's the flavor of today? Down the bottom or up the top? Got embossing powder everywhere. Ooh, silver, says Geraldine. Silver is lovely, Geraldine. It really is. All right. I think I'm going to have that. I'm going to use my triple banner punch and banner the ends there. I've got top and bottom. One for the top and one for the bottom. Two for the bottom. Okay, three for the bottom. So we're going to do the bottom. All right, it's going to happen. We're doing the bottom. What are you all crafting today? What are you all using? Tell me what stamp sets you've got out. Tell me what is, oh, and I've done it again. I do this every time. I get talking and I forget which is the top and the bottom of my card. I've put my double-sided tape where I don't need it to be. But anyway. Tell me what set you're working with today. What do you think you're going to be crafting with today? Okay, so I'm going to pop that there and it's going to go across the bottom just like that. These dandelions are so cute. And my scissors. If you can see the small area that I have to work here on my desk, because with this webcam, it's like a tiny little space that I have. You're going to open the Sail Away stamp set, Leslie. Have you not used your Sail Away stamp set? There is a gorgeous video that Sharon Armstrong did with the Sail Away stamp set, Leslie. You need to go to YouTube and you need to check that out because it was stunning. She did some really, really good cards just recently, I think only about a week ago. Okay, so I'm going to glue that down with my liquid glue. You're going to try a new fold. Okay, what type of fold are you going to do, Geraldine? Do you have an idea of what type of fold? Okay. Has anyone checked out my, I know that Christine did. Anyone checked out my Technique Tuesday video today? Okay, so I've glued that down onto my balmy blue piece. Poppies, we have a trumpeter in our street and he's going to do the last post on Anzac Day, so I thought I would give him a thank you card afterwards. Camilla, that sounds wonderful. That wasn't the man that was on the news, was it, Camilla? There's a man that he was setting up and he was going to do all these things for Anzac Day. Was that in your street? Because I did see it on the news the other day. So I'm now going to fold my blueberry bushel cardstock and crease it with my bone folder. And I'm going to pop that up onto the front of my card with dimensionals because it just has to have dimension. Can't have a card without dimensionals. I think I'm guilty of using dimensionals on every card that I do. Alternate easel fold card. Okay, sounds interesting. There is a triple easel card too, Geraldine, that you might like to check out too. The triple easel card is beautiful. Easel cards are great. I've been making quite a few easel cards lately. It's a great technique and it's not a hard technique, yet it has that wow factor, which is really, really good. Okay, so we're going to pop that down on there. And I'm going to snip this off level there. And I'm going to pop that up. I'm thinking just above my ribbon so I can see a bit of that ribbon underneath. So I'm going to pop the dimensionals towards the top of that sentiment. At least the beauty of this webcam is I can work right to the edge of my desk. The edge of my desk is like right here. So at least I can have my work right in front of me, which is really, really nice for a change. Oh, okay, so it's not your street, just your suburb has two pipers. Wow. We live in the edge of Barra Valley. Yep. And are hoping to oh, I'm sure you will. I'm sure it will be loud enough that you will hear it. It's going to be so strange, isn't it, to not have Anzac marches and Anzac ceremonies. It's going to be so, so strange. We were only saying the other day, the world is not going to be the same ever again after this. It's just made such a, I don't know, such an impact worldwide. Okay, so we're definitely going to tie a bow because we need a bow. Because we always need a bow. What's a card without a bow? Although I do get some people screaming at me, don't do a bow, it doesn't need a bow. But you know what? Every card needs a bow. I'm sorry. It is just me. Yeah, I'm trying to think of who did it. Mary Dethridge, but I'm trying to think. Stamps and Lingers, I think is her name. She's a demo from Canada. So I'm thinking the bow there. Do you think the bow there or the bow over here? Okay, so left or right? Type in the comments, left or right. Which side do you think that bow should be on? On the left or on the right? I need to, I'm feeling like the left. But I mean, the right also looks good. But I feel like it maybe crowds the sentiment. Left or right? Tell me what your thoughts are. clean up my mess here a bit. Get ready for my next one. I've got another card for you. I might end up downloading this and popping it up on YouTube anyway, I think. Left, right, left. Oh, it sounds like we're marching. Left, right, left. I'm feeling like the left. Oh, I've got 2 left and 2 right. I'm feeling like I want to do the left. Canada says left. I'm feeling like I want to do the left. I'm sorry for the people that voted for the right, but I just really feel like I want to do the left. And now more of you are voting for the right, but you know what? The left it's going to be. I suppose it is covering up. No, I still think I want to go there. So I'm going to do my double-sided tape trick. I'm going to glue it on both the ribbon and my cardstock at the back so that it adheres to the cardstock as well as the ribbon. And it makes your bow sit really nice. Okay. Now, we need the insert. So I'm thinking on the insert, what's that say? I made a wish and you came true. I think I might stamp wishes for a lifetime of love and happiness, or sending well wishes your way. Sending well wishes your way. That sounds good. Sending well wishes your way. And I'm thinking I'm going to do that in Night of Navy. So we'll do that. Hopefully I'm going to get this straight because this is one of our old stamps that doesn't have. And I've got so used to our cling mount now with the stickers on the back. Now I'm struggling when I have an old one that hasn't got the stickers on the back. I'm like, oh, I know I could put the sticker on and use some of the scraps of the other, but okay, so I'm going to do that. Sending well wishes your way. Then I think I'm going to do Balmy Blue with these gorgeous, beautiful dandelions. And I'm just going to do this. Isn't that super, super cute? So it just has a bit of softness there. Now, you're probably going to say we need to do an envelope, so bear with me. I'll grab an envelope from here. Because I think it was you, Vicky, that was saying, what about the envelope? Are you going to stamp an envelope on one of my videos? And that's been ringing in my ears ever since. I've been like, don't forget the envelope. Make sure you do an envelope. And my envelopes are very much the same. Every time I do my envelopes, I do a similar thing. I always do this bottom right-hand corner. So I'm going to do those dandelions in that bottom right-hand corner. And I'm also going to do it on that back flap over towards the right as well. So we've got some gorgeous dandelions. Now we'll pop our insert in. See, I'm doing my envelope, so I make sure I don't forget to do it. Okay. So just a bit of liquid glue for that insert in there. And I'm wobbling around everywhere here. Okay, so we've got that, and I think it just needs a little bit of bling to bling it up a little bit more. So let me see, do I have my rhinestones here? Where did they go? Oh, they weren't here. Are they there? Yep. Okay, so I've got some of my gorgeous rhinestones. So I'm going to pop, I think, a big one in the center of those gorgeous dandelions. I'm going to pop a littler one down in there because it's just peeking out behind. And we'll pop a littler one over here because there's one that's just peeking in over there. Okay, and then I think I want to pop a few just around the place. And maybe another one down there. Okay, so there you have card number 2. What do you think? You decorate the flat with the matching paper, yeah. Okay, so that was using the gorgeous Dandelion Wishes. So if you haven't purchased the Dandelion Wishes, maybe you need to try and do that. I know a lot of people thought they were going to miss out on it. They thought that when the catalogue that it was in, that they'd missed out on it, and then they carried it through into our annual catalogue, and everyone was so excited that they carried it through. So it is a stamp set that I think a lot of people overlook, but it's a gorgeous stamp set. So you can make some really, really pretty cards with it. All right, so we'll pop that aside, and I'm going to clean up my mess, and we will move on to the next card. Now, my next card, I haven't really thought this one out. I'm going to use the piece of cake with the piece of cake with the cake builder punch. And I thought I'd have a bit of a play with this, because this is actually going to be my ordering special for May. When you purchase over $100 during May, you will get a free card kit. So Rose and I are actually doing a card kit, and we're going to use the piece of cake stamp set. So I thought, I had the stamp set out, I thought I better get it out and have a bit of a play around with it and see what I can come up with. And you never know, this card might be one of the ones that you get the kit for free. So I've got a Whisper White thick piece of cardstock cut at 5 3/4 inches by 8 inches, scored at 4 inches, and I'll just fold that in half and use my bone folder to crease that nicely. All right. So I've also got a piece of our lovely lipstick. Now, our lovely lipstick will be going away, definitely, when the new catalogue comes out. Now, I don't know about what I've been doing this morning, but I feel like I don't actually even know what the measurements of this one is. It was supposed to be 5 1/4 inches by 3 1/2 inches, but it looks a little bit not like that's what it is, because I've got a bigger border over here than what I have at the top and bottom. But you know what? We're just going to go with it. So I have this beautiful eyelet embossing folder. So I thought what I would do is, for this piece of Whisper White that's going to go in behind, I thought I would run that through the embossing machine. So I'm actually just going to do that off camera. So bear with me. I'll be back in 1 minute. And wow, that was an effort and a half. I had nothing around where I needed it to be. Can you see that? Now, that is a really, really super, super cute, fun embossing folder. So it's called Eyelet something. What was it called? Let me see. I was looking at it. Find where it is in the catalogue, and I'll tell you what it was definitely called. If someone wants to beat me to it, go right ahead. It was called Eyelet something. What's it called? It's not Beads and Baubles, no. Eyelet Lace. Okay, so it's here, Eyelet Lace. And it's one of the thin embossing folders. So it is that you use the base plate and the 2 cutting pads, because it's one of our older style. So you'll see here that we have the 3D embossing folders, and then these ones that are light are the thinner ones. So they're the ones that you use your 2 cutting pads and just your base with your big shot. Okay. All right, so this has so many cake pictures in here. So I thought what I would do is maybe do a little bit of quick watercoloring. I don't actually want to call it watercoloring because it's not actually full on watercoloring. So what I actually want to do is I'm going to stamp some of these cakes, but I want a little bit of background in behind. So I think we've got lovely lipstick. So I think we need to stick with some bright colors. So I think I'm going to use Gorgeous Grape. What other color? Gorgeous Grape, Mango Melody, I reckon. Mango Melody. And maybe Bermuda Bay. That looks like some pretty colors. All right, so I'm going to do a little bit of a watercolored background. I was watching a friend of mine, another demo friend of mine, and she did this the other day, and I just thought it was such a great idea. So I'm just going to squish my ink pad and get a bit of ink, which I didn't squish it hard enough. That's the way I need to do it. Okay, squish my ink pad and get a bit of ink here. So I'm just going to, with the Bermuda Bay, I'm not going to pick up a lot of color. I'm just going to do that. Okay, so I didn't pick up a lot of color. Sorry, I didn't use a lot of water at all. That's what I was trying to say. All I did was stick the aqua painter into the color, and that was it. All right, so I'm going to do that with Bermuda Bay. I'm then going to use the Gorgeous Grape, and I'm going to do the same thing. So squish that. Now, once again, not squeezing my aqua painter, just picking up the color and popping a wash of that there. Okay. And I'm going to clean that off. And then I'm going to come back through with my Mango Melody, and we will do a Mango Melody one. Okay, so hopefully that's clean, which it is. Oh. What are you saying, Geraldine? The colours don't show up very well. What do you mean? Colours on what? Oh, I can't get that one to do it. I'm not strong enough to get it to push into the lid. Okay, I can't get it to push into the lid. I'm just going to go like this. You're going to go, oh my God. But you know what? It is what it is. Okay, so we've got 3 different colors there. So we've got Bermuda Bay, Gorgeous Grape, and Mango Melody. So I'm just going to dry those off with the heat gun again. Turn it over and heat it on the back. Okay, so hopefully that will be nice and dry, ready to go. So I'm now going to make sure my desk is dry. I'm going to bring in my scrap piece of paper, and I'm going to go over with the embossing buddy. Okay. And we're going to grab out a selection of these cakes. So I think I want to grab the one with the flower. Will be one. So I'll pop it onto a block. So we've got the flower one. We've got, oh, there's another pretty one there. So we might, that one. With the dots and stripes, and we have this one here. I think it's got flowers as well. Yeah, it does. Okay, so grab another block for that. Okay, so we've got 3 of those all mounted up, ready to go. All right, so I'm now going to grab my Versamark ink again, and I'm going to ink up those birthday cakes, and I'm going to stamp them down onto, I did do the embossing buddy, didn't I? Yes, I think I did. Okay, so I'm going to ink up this one here on that one. I'm going to ink up this one here on this one. And I'm going to ink up this one and pop it on that one there. Okay, so then we're going to come back through with our white embossing powder again. And we're going to pop some embossing powder on all of those. Okay. Whoa, and I just spilled embossing powder everywhere over my desk. But you know what? It's now all over my lap. Ah, that's crafting, isn't it? Getting everything everywhere. All right. So I'm going to bring in the heat tool. And I'm going to emboss those. One there. One there. And one there. Okay. So we have 3 really super cute birthday cakes. So then I'm going to take my punch and I'm going to punch out those cute birthday cakes. And so we can line that up. I actually need to cut a tiny bit off strip of cardstock because they're not quite going in as far as I need them to go. So I'm just going to cut a little bit off so I can get it into the punch a little bit further. But this is a quick, easy way of being able to color. If you're not good at coloring, like a lot of people say, I'm not good at the blends, blah, blah, blah. This is a way that you can easily color something and there's not a lot of work to it. You know what I mean? Like you can color the background and then punch them out, like emboss over the top and punch them out. And it's super, super easy. Okay, so we've got 3 gorgeous cakes there. Now, it would be a great idea to use the tulips. Yes. I need to see the floor under my desk. You need the utility vacuum? Yeah, I can agree. Mine's got dimensional backings, you name it, all over it. All right, so I then need some stands for these cakes to go on. So I think what I'm going to do is maybe do black stands, I'm thinking. Let me see. Black cardstock. And we'll punch out some stands for these cakes to go on. So you can see in your punch, you've got the punch for the cake and then you've also got the punch for the stand. So we can punch 3 black stands. Okay, I'm going to do black stands and I'm also going to do silver, so you can tell me which ones that you think look the best. But we'll use the glimmer paper and we'll see what you think, whether we think we should have glimmer ones or black ones. Okay, you didn't see me just tear a bit of that off. It wouldn't come out of the paper, out of the packet. 2 and 3. All right, so I want your votes, people. I want to know what we're going to do, whether we're going to use the silver cake stands or the black cake stands. Silver or black? Tell me what your thoughts are. Type it in the comments, silver or black. I'm thinking I like the silver, to tell you the truth. What do you think, silver or black? Silver? Okay, we're gonna go silver. That's the plan. All right, so I'm going to, just with some glue dots, pop some glue dots along the bottoms of my cakes so that then they can glue into that stand. So I'm just going to do that and pop them just on the stand like that. That's 1. 2. My ink pad covers, the stickers on them have changed because they're sitting near a window. So my labels are fading. But I can't put my ink pads anywhere else. They have to sit near the window, so I have no choice. All right, so I'm going to do that. I'm then going to, I think I'm going to grab a bit of ribbon. I did see that. Yes, we've got Bermuda Bay ribbon here. So I think I'm going to use a bit of Bermuda Bay ribbon. Time is at 11:11. Okay, so we've got a Bermuda Bay cake, we've got a Mango Melody cake, and we've got a purple Gorgeous Grape. So I think I'm going to put the Gorgeous Grape over to there, Mango Melody in the middle, and I've got some beautiful ribbons. So I'm going to glue this on here first, just like with some Tombow. All right. Going to add that onto my lovely lipstick layer. And I'm going to pop a ribbon going, how do I want my ribbon to go? Do I want my cakes to go over the ribbon? Yes. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pop some ribbon on there. So I need some double-sided tape on here. The webcam Geraldine too has a very bright exposure, so it's very lit up. It's what the webcams do. They're very lit up and very vibrant. So it puts a lot of light onto your project. I'm still trying to fine tune the camera settings, but I'm getting there. I love my webcam though. I think it's fantastic. I think the videos are much, much clearer using my webcam. When I'm streaming live, like when I'm recording, my phone is fine. My phone is awesome. It does the job. But when you're streaming live, it just didn't, it wasn't as clear. So that's why I decided to do the Zoom thing and be able to stream live with my Zoom. All right, so I'm going to pop those up onto some dimensionals. And I'm going to pop a little mini dimensional, I think, just on that stand so that it keeps our stand up as well. So we'll pop that one over this side. Just like that. Okay. The Mango Melody is going to go in the middle. Okay, in the middle. And our Bermuda Bay one on the other end. Ah, that's why the Bermuda Bay one's going weird. My glue dot was not in the right spot. I need to move it down. It's a bit better. Okay. And the little mini one on the stem. Are your colour challenges done, Vicky? All right, so we've got that one there. So we've got 3 gorgeous cakes. Now, what I thought I would do is bring in these super cute candles. Now, can anyone tell me whether we still have the candles? Let's look in our catalogue and see if these candles still exist. I hope I'm not using retired product. I probably am, knowing me, I probably am. Let me see, in embellishments. Let me see if these candles still exist. Or if you know that they exist, type it in the comments and let me know. Do they still exist? No! No! Anyway, I'm going to use them because they're super cute. All right, so seeing we've got silver, we better go for silver candles. Okay, so silver. Oh, I can do 3 on each because I have enough. All right, so they have a little sticky on them that you can flip off. I can't believe I'm using retired product, but you know, they're going to make it. They're going to make this card look so, so, so cute. Oh, they are there, top of page 176. Let me see, did I miss them? Oh, candle embellishments, they are too. They're in the box here. Yep. Thank you, Helen. So I'm not using retired things, so that's good. They may be retired after 2 days, but. Okay, so pull the sticky backing off. I'm going to pop that one there. And that one there. Whoa. Candle was falling. That one there. So just like that. They actually just make it, don't they? They absolutely just make the project pop. These little candles. So one there. Wow, I need my fingernails done. My fingernails are so long that I can hardly grab hold of anything because they're just too long. One there. I went searching for these candles. I knew I had a packet and I was like, oh, I have to use those candles. They will look so cute on this cake. One in the middle. Whoop. Oh, you'll be at work when the retired list comes out. It's okay. I mean, like, they'll do the retiring list. And I mean, things won't necessarily go straight away, but people will rush in that first week. When they find out what's going, they'll rush in and they'll order things. So if there's something that's been on your wish list, my suggestion is to, jump in and grab it so you don't miss out on it. So there we've got some gorgeous candles on our cakes, which looks super cute. So I'm going to pop that up onto the front of my card. Nearly threw another packet of dimensionals. I love it when I clean up those dimensionals. Okay. Ah, come on, Ken. Deary me. The backing just didn't want to come off that one. Okay, and that's going to go on my Whisper White card front. Like so. That's looking really cute. Now, I want to stamp a sentiment. Happy birthday, you sweet thing. That sounds cute, doesn't it? Happy birthday, you sweet thing. There we go. We have that. So I think I've got a tiny strip of Whisper White, which is one of my scraps from cutting my layers. And I think I'm going to use Lovely Lipstick. Soon Lovely Lipstick is going. Thank you, Margaret. Okay, oops, it's upside down. At least I can read that. Okay, so I'm going to stamp that in the middle there. Now, it's not going to look super straight because the actual, oh no, it's not too bad. All right. Oh, someone's messaging me here at the moment. Now what have I done? No, don't do that. Stay there. Okay. So I think I'm just going to stick that. Where do I want to stick it? Down there? Up there? In the middle? No. I'm thinking down here. Okay, so I'm going to cut it at an angle like that. Thinking just down there. And I think what I'm going to do is use a couple of pieces of this that I had left over and tie a bow. So tie a bow. Yeah, I think that looks super cute. All right, so I'm just going to glue that on with a bit of Tombow. Like that. And get a glue dot for my bow. And pop him just on that cake there. Okay, all good. It's a super cute little birthday card. So I'll just bring back in the cards that I made today using all of these fun products, and I will do some photos and pop some photos up. So we've got the gorgeous birthday card, this one here. We've then got the beautiful dandelion card that we did. So if this is one of the things that you think might be on your wish list, then you need to jump in and grab it. And we did the gorgeous, beautiful positive thoughts card. So thank you everyone for joining me today. And as I said, I am so sorry that I haven't been active in the group as much as I needed to be, but I had many things to do, work to do. So I do apologize. I have drawn a winner for the mystery stamping challenge. So Belinda Seaton was the lucky winner for the mystery stamping challenge. So thank you everyone. And until next time, have a lovely day. Make sure you get some crafting in there somewhere. And I will see you all again. Bye for now.
Inspiration and love.